The What's Next video for Raid Shadow Legends, one of the most anticipated videos. I had some obligations, but I waited a bit, wanted to see how people reacted to it. I wanted to make sure I figured out everything I possibly could about it first, and then I wanted to make a video and cover everything in depth. And what's next in Raid? For some, probably time to quit. What up team, it is MurderInc here, back talking about Raid Shadow Legends, this What's Next in Raid video, and it's not what you're gonna think. You might think it might be time for some of you to quit. Time to quit? What does he mean? This is what I mean, and this is going to be a slightly aggressive video. I know people are gonna say, stop attacking my content creator. Listen, this isn't a place for feelings. You should know that by now for this channel. I was shocked, more so than before, I feel like a broken record when I say this, as to how many content creators are so clickbaity, making this insane face, talking about how terrible this What's Next in Raid is, how it's going to be pay to win. Stop. People aren't stupid. Your viewers aren't stupid, and it just sucks to see. First of all, going through this What's Next video, and to make sure I hit everything, we have the hard mode dungeons. They're fine. They go through all of the bosses. Really cool idea. This is a concept that shouldn't be new to you. I've talked about it on my channel, how it was coming, mythical gear farming. This shouldn't be new news to anybody. Hard mode rewards, we get it. Live arena, whatever. Quality of life's incredible. Right? Anytime they've added a quality of life, they've kind of gone under what people want, but it's still better than nothing. And then finally, new champions. I mean, like, who cares about that? But first of all, we have to talk about the elephant in the room here. And I don't understand the thought process, so maybe you guys as viewers can, like, break it down for me, right? So going to the game and saying these new hard dungeons are going to be pay to win. In what world are you living in? I'm curious. Is having a bonus for having blessings on your champion make anything pay to win? Let's talk about pay to win just for a second here. Shards, pay to win for sure. Faction guardians, empowerment, 100% pay to win. You can even say, going to the brand new dungeon that came out, Ascension, pay to win. Pay tons of extra money for energy, gamble the rolls. You can do your daily energy, that's fine. If you get lucky, great. If you don't get lucky, unfortunate. You can pay lots of money for lots of energy, farm this nonstop, have crazy strong gear, and that's going to be the minority of players, for sure. This is Gear Ascension. Now let's talk about Awakening. The single-handedly biggest power boost for the entire community has been the blessing system. Do they sell blessings? Yes. Are blessings pay to win? No. You will never be able to approach me with an argument saying this is going to be pay to win. Why is that? Let's think about it for a second. Why is this not pay to win? Because it's something that's farmable. Yes, I know. Not everyone can farm the top stages. Who cares? You get the first time reward bonuses, which are massive, then you farm whatever you can. And then, what if you don't pull the champions you want? Well, this isn't like shards. We are introduced to the Soul Merchant, the greatest part of this game here, where we can go in here and wait for the champions we need. Doesn't have to be legendary. It can be epic. It can be rare. Now you get an added bonus for these hard dungeons, and it's stupid. It really is stupid. Not only stupid to say it's pay to win, it's stupid to tell people it's pay to win and think anyone's stupid enough to believe it. And if you did, you probably got baited into believing it, and it's just simply ridiculous here. You don't have to buy blessings ever to complete the hard mode dungeons. On top of this, here's a fun fact. They tuned the new hard dungeons coming out so they can be completed without any blessings and awakenings on your champions. Period. Now, does that mean that when it comes out, it's not going to have bugs? It's going to be properly tuned? We don't know. We haven't tested it as content creators. Plarium doesn't have the best track record for testing things. Think back to Geomancer when he was doing, what, 2 billion damage to the clan boss. It was fun for a few hours. Nogdar on the release of the Sand Devil, popping off like no other. So, do they have their issues? Yes. However, it stated that this dungeon and these new hard mode dungeons are coming to the game, and they are going to be tuned around having no blessings on your team. Now let's move to the second point of this whole great new pay to win content. How disappointing. Stop. First of all, everything in this game that's currently available is doable without blessings on your champion, meaning no awakenings, no gear ascended from the Sand Devil, and no faction guardian or empower. You can get through all 25 stages of every single dungeon, including Sand Devil, including Iron Twins, and you can farm Hydra, Nightmare, 1 key, 2 key, whatever you have to do without any of these extra bonuses. Everything is an extra here. Now, what about hard dungeons? Well, the answer is, what about it? It's a new way to gamble for players to have the opportunity to get stronger gear. Do you need stronger gear for anything in this game? No. No one is forcing you to do these new dungeons. It's new content to get people excited. That's where the expression FOMO comes in. F-O-M-O. Fear of missing out. When new content comes out, everyone wants to do it, especially players who aren't strong enough yet to do it. So if they go to do this content and they're too weak to do it, they're going to say, this is pay to win. They're going to take the easy road out because they were sucked into FOMO, doing content that they are not ready to do. If you're not speed farming stage 25, don't try to do the highest stage dungeon of the hard mode dungeons. And don't feel bad if you can't do it. Everything's relative in this game. If you should be farming 5 to 6 star gear that can't be mythical, do that. You don't need mythical for anything. It's such a simple concept to go over. So the fact that I have to talk about this based on the crybabies and countless complaints I saw inside the content creator chat that I have access to is ridiculous. And it really kind of upset me, which is why I waited to make sure I had all the information in front of me to kind of look at the breakdown of this dungeons and this what's next. Now, in my opinion, this what's next is very good. I didn't talk about Live Arena at all because this is going to be a gamble, right? First of all, we have to address the elephant in the room here. People saying, why is there a time limit? Listen, if you cannot kill your opponent in 30 minutes, you deserve to back out and lose. I don't know why anyone is focused on the time limit here. Who cares? If you can't beat the opponent in 30 minutes, I don't care about holding hostages. That's such a stupid point to make. If you can't kill the team in 30 minutes, you're not good enough to beat the team. It's as simple as that. If your opponent trolls and puts in 4 unkillable champions, play better, draft better. The drafting system is brilliant. The fact that they added a drafting system probably made this relevant content. If it was just normal arena that was live, it would have been terrible. I'm really happy that they had this whole 3 sections where it's going to be live, because if they didn't do that, players would really notice how little people actually care about PvP. So Plarium, very smart on your job for not making this active 24/7, because if that were the case, people would be waiting in queue for 2 hours, 3 hours. You'd think I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. Trust me. I would say give it 5 or 6 months and wait until you see what the queues are going to be like, even during these segmented active hours for the live arena. So I don't want to judge the live arena too quickly. Like I said, I see nothing wrong with time limits. Not everyone can think as quickly as others. Saying you should speed up the process because some players have, I don't know, ADD where they have to go fast, that's a you problem. That's not a game problem. You should have plenty of time to take your turns, to draft properly. The drafting is going to add a whole new strategic aspect of this game here. You're going to show champions, you're going to kind of bait your opponent into banning certain champions, and it's going to be really, really cool, and it adds something new that we don't have already in the arena. So I do like this a lot. I'm not going to say it's amazing or it's terrible just yet because it's not live, but the theory, what's presented, when it comes out, it's looking really, really good just off of the first hand here. Next thing is the quality of lives. I don't have to talk about this at all. I really don't, because this is great, right? There are third program parties that do something similar to this, so if you've used those in the past, you already know how good of an addition this is going to be to the game. Like I said, they've always done a good job with quality of life. How timely they've been in giving us quality of life hasn't been the greatest, but we'll take what we can get. And finally, new champions, kind of who cares. So what I'm going to be doing next is I'm going to be making like a theory crafting video. I think it's going to be fun to do, giving my ideas, and I'm going to go through with you guys on who I think are going to be the best champions for all of these different bosses. Of course, we have Tainted Hellraiser, Clasis, and it's funny actually to know the names of all of these characters prior to a video like this coming out. Yes, it does say it in game, but I was asked for some content creator trivia thing what the names of all the bosses was, and I nailed it. I don't know why I knew it, but when I first started playing, I was a nerd. Maybe some of you are like this too, and you just click on all the passives and you will see the names of the bosses in those passes here. So I did see quite a few comments saying I had no idea this was the name of this boss, this was the name of that boss, but I'm definitely excited and I'm looking forward to going through Hellraiser, Clasis, Fyro, as well as Scavig, looking at their skills and trying to figure out who the best champions are. And one thing I want to note is the spider looks extremely underwhelming. I think of all of the hard modes, the spiders are going to be the easiest one by a mile, and I think too easy in my opinion here, because I mean, if you know the mechanics, you know the mechanics. Like I said, I'm going to dedicate a separate video to that to go more in depth about all that stuff, but I think they lacked severe creativity on this for sure. So that's my video. It was kind of a rant. I don't like doing rants, but the what's next video is huge. It already has 6-digit views and it's less than a week old here, as it should be for sure. New content's exciting, but don't get sucked into the FOMO, fear of missing out. Don't try to do this early if you're not ready for it. If you can't do it, it means you're not ready for it. It's just as simple as that. And don't get into this mentality that's being pushed onto you. It's pay to win. It requires awakenings to do it. No. It's a way to reward players for awakening their rares, epics, sometimes legendaries if you are going to be pursuing this new content, testing it out, seeing if you have the champions for whatever the meta teams do become. And it's just an added bonus. There's no pay to win factor. There are many pay to win factors in Raid Shadow Legends, and this is the most grossly misconstrued one I've ever seen being pasted onto this new content here. So that's going to conclude this video. Give me your thoughts in the comment sections. I unpacked a lot. I aired the dirty laundry for sure. So let me know what you guys think. I'm of course always interested in your feedback as well here. I already saw some people that were kind of upset with how it was being labeled pay to win when it made just no sense at all. So if you're one of those people, leave a comment. If you completely disagree with me and you think blessings are insanely pay to win and hard to get, let me know. Maybe I'll make some more Iron Twins guides, because you don't have to pay money to do the Iron Twins. It just costs energy. So with that being said, once again, that's going to conclude this. If you enjoy this content, smash that like button, subscribe to the notification bell, and I will see you all in the next upload.